Hey guys, Carrot197 again with part 2 of my new Japan loot. And this time we'll be having a look at some mangas, video games, and a bit of random stuff that I didn't show last time. So let's start off with some of that random stuff. Gundam chopsticks from the Gundam Café, and apparently you can only get them there. We got Omuro, itadakimasu. So yeah, these are going to be pretty fun to use to eat some instant noodles. Then the next thing, well, the next random thing I got is this t-shirt that I bought from G-Strict at the Gundam base. Now, for price, this was pretty damn good. The shirts they have, they range around 3,000, 4,000-ish yen when you include the taxes. So if you go to Gundam base, definitely check out their G-Strict store. This is an awesome looking t-shirt. I really love the way this looks because, well, at the same time, it's obviously a Gundam t-shirt. I mean, it says Gundam right there, or Federation Space Force, because I am me. But it doesn't look like you're just wearing an anime t-shirt or a cartoon t-shirt. This, by all means, just looks like every other t-shirt with a nice print on it, which is exactly the kind of t-shirts I usually wear, meaning that I'll be wearing that thing a lot. So once again, if you're at the Gundam base, definitely have a look at their G-Strict store. Only the t-shirts. Everything else in the store was pretty damn expensive. They even had a leather jacket there for 160,000 yen without taxes. So yeah, let's quickly move on to something that was way cheaper, the mangas. And man, can you find a lot of mangas for very cheap around Tokyo and probably the rest of Japan. And no surprise, I bought a bunch of Gundam manga, which are going to be great for future lore videos. Starting off with this one here, Mace of Justice, which is in the same series as the Advance of Zeta. And it is, as you can probably tell by the art style, it is more lighthearted than the regular Advance of Zeta stories, but it is still a very interesting manga to read. A little bit more lighthearted, but it still has the same amount of mech porn that you would usually expect. Such as, where did we get? There we go. The Gym 3 Defensor. Man, that thing's awesome. We even have Zaku 1 kicking ass. So yeah, this one will definitely be featured in future lore videos. Moving on. I bought myself 3 Blue Destiny manga, 2, 3, and 4. I haven't finished number 1 yet, but what I read was really good. The art style of these books is simply amazing. I mean, just look at the amount of detail these have. And even here, the Dom, what was it again? The Dom gun turret. Yeah, it's got 3 Gatling guns on his back, so let's call it the gun turret. Yeah, that seems appropriate. And in this one, it seems like the Gym, what's it again? The Gym Dominance? I knew what this one was called. Gym... I'll remember it after the video, probably. And so yeah, that was a really awesome looking gym, and I'm really looking forward to having a manga where this thing is going to be the lead mobile suit. Then the next 2 Gundam manga are got these. Well, I've read this one, and pretty much every single chapter in this manga is going to be good for its own Gundam lore video. And when we get to the index, there were 6-ish chapters. Yeah, 6 chapters. So with this manga alone, I will be able to make 6 Gundam lore videos easily. This one I haven't read yet, but once again, there should be 6 chapters, I think. Yeah, 6 more chapters. So there is a very high possibility that with these 2 mangas, I will be able to make 12 Gundam lore videos. And yeah, Gundam Legacy, just reading through this, I'm not going to leaf through it too much now because, hey, like I said, I'm going to be using it for Gundam lore videos. But the art in these is really good. The stories are amazing. So I'm really going to enjoy turning these into Gundam lore videos. Next up, we have these from the Lost War Chronicles. As I said in my 5 awesome Gundam games you've probably never played, I really enjoyed playing Gundam Lost War Chronicles. So now I am really excited to read the manga, because from what I've read, the manga is darker than the Lost War Chronicles games, because one of the members supposedly dies in the manga. I'm not sure if it's this manga specifically, or if there's a different manga, because I have seen one of the Lost War Chronicles mangas, and it had a very different cover art to this. So I'm not sure if this is going to be closer to the video games, or if this is that specific manga where one of the crew dies. Gonna be interesting to find out. And then this one, Operation Troy, the Xbox 360 game I never got to play because of region locking. Thanks, Microsoft. I still love my 360, but it would have been a lot better without the region lock. So actually, let's see what's inside of this thing, because I have absolutely no idea. And as far as I can remember, Operation Troy was simply supposed to be like more like Target in Sight. You just had your missions, you go through the missions. I don't really remember anyone talking about the Operation Troy single player game. That's already some really good looking art. Lots of dialogue going. This is interesting looking, all right. Medea Crossing. I very much approve of this art style. Is that Sayla? In a Xeon uniform. Well. Or isn't it? It's just someone who looks like Sayla? I'm not sure now. So yeah, let's put this aside, and I'll have a lot of fun reading that, trying to figure out what was going on in that particular scene. Moving on. Advance of Zeta, because of course. This, however, isn't a manga. This is the novel. So it's going to be slightly harder to read than my manga, but I hope I'll be alright. Not a lot of pictures in this one, but I'll figure a way to get through them. So that's all for the Gundam manga I got. Now I'll quickly blow through the other mangas that I got. Negima, this is a special edition, it seems. It's a lot shinier. It's got like foil thingies on it. So when I saw this nice thick volume, I figured I might as well pick it up. Negima, as long as pretty much anything that Ken Akamatsu has drawn, I really enjoy. So when I saw this for a very cheap price, it says 450 yen, I think I got it for even cheaper, I simply could not leave that thing sitting on the shelf. UQ holder, same stories with Negima. I am a very big fan of pretty much anything Ken Akamatsu does, so I'm looking forward to storing UQ holder in Japanese. This, focus, come on, there we go. I have absolutely no idea what the hell this is, but they're trying to dry a bunch of fish, and I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. It was 100 yen. It looks crazy, it looks stupid, and that is essentially why I decided to pick it up. Next up we have Volume 1 of Buzo Renken. I've wanted to read this for a long time, but because of reasons I was able to pick up a bunch of the volumes, but not Volume 1. So for the longest time I thought, you know what, I'll eventually read Volume 1 on the internet. Never happened, now I can. Then this was actually the very first thing I bought in Japan. We went to the convenience store, and I figured, you know what, for the first night I might as well pick up this manga here. We have the Japanese Zero, which I'm not sure if he's trying to do a kamikaze attack or a regular attack, but yeah, this one was interesting to begin reading, and I'm looking forward to checking out this thing more, but it does look like a slightly harder read than your average manga. Next was this series that I found. Again, the art style of the front of the cover just really connected with me. I love this art style. And for 100 yen each, unfortunately, I was able to get 1, 3, 4, and 5, and with no 2 inside. But I figured, you know what, I'll be able to find number 2 eventually, and in the meantime, I can just start reading number 1 and see if I like it. For 100 yen each, I wasn't really going to complain too much about the lack of a number 2, and if push comes to shove, I can probably find it online regardless. And like I said, this kind of art style is really something to look at. Then we have this series, the Gashikashi. I absolutely loved the anime this was from. Not really much of a storyline, so as to say. It really is just an anime that felt like I was promoting various kinds of Japanese candy in a very fun way, surprisingly enough. And they were, well, I'm not entirely sure how I can go ahead and describe this anime slash manga. Haven't begun reading the manga yet, but judging by how good the anime was, I'm fairly certain I'm really going to enjoy reading the manga, despite how actually absolutely bonkers the concept is. What I can remember from the anime, it really was just every episode they had like their specific candy that they were going to be promoting, and then this girl is like a huge fan of candy. This one really likes coffee, so she wasn't really the sweet tooth. And this one comes with a bunch of cards. You know, actually, I haven't yet seen what was in there. So let's open this up and see what's in there. Actually, wonder if it's going to be character cards or candy cards, because the entire thing of this thing, great. The entire shtick of this manga is, of course, the candy they're eating. This looks like 5 something. Yeah, looks like these are just going to be a bunch of stickers. So let's see when we crack the seal and destroy all collector's value. Gently open up the side. And yeah, these are badly cut stickers, I think. Oh, great. Oh well, let's put this to the side and move along. Come on, out you go. This one, Hana-sensei, shigoto wa shite kudasai. Hana-sensei, please do your work. Yeah, this is about a mangaka who doesn't want to get any work done, but for some reason she was able to make the most popular manga in the entire world at that point, but she can't be bothered to make the sequel, or she doesn't have any inspiration. It's something. It's something. Talking about it's something, the next manga I got was Aho Girl, which is exactly as the title sounds. It's actually a pretty stupid anime and a stupid manga. Sometimes it's stupidly fun, sometimes it's just stupidly stupid, and I still can't decide whether I hate the anime or whether I love it. One thing I can say, I do feel that it works a lot better as a 4-column manga because the gags are a lot shorter and they're not as drawn out as in the anime, whereas some jokes really drag on for way too long. We're almost nearing the end. Let's have a look at this skinny guy here from Yowamushi Pedal's spare bike, and also 3 volumes of Yowamushi Pedal. I don't think a lot of you will notice, but I absolutely love cycling. I have my own racing bike. I usually drive, whenever I go somewhere, I always ride my mountain bike. I like to go mountain biking. I like to use my racing bike. I very much enjoy cycling. So when I saw that this anime was out, I decided to give it a shot, and I loved it. Yowamushi Pedal gets my absolute approval as someone who really likes cycling. Unlike another cycling anime I tried to give a shot, which was Long Riders, which I totally hated. Like, absolutely. The worst thing ever. This one, Yowamushi Pedal, I love. Moving along to this thing. Once again, I like the cover. Looks really interesting. Some Shinsengumi. Kind of reminded me of like Shinsengumi-esque clothing. Probably because it is Shinsengumi. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, it looks very similar to it from what I can remember from Rurouni Kenshin. And yeah, looks like a badass. And quickly leafing through it, it is kind of affirmed that it's an interesting looking manga. second to last manga set I got was it Doubt. Something about a death game with mobile phones. At the time was probably a lot more original than it is nowadays because, well, an anime/manga series that is about a bunch of people who get dragged into their virtual game, and when they die in the game, they die in real life. Still, you can't deny that the cover art kind of draws you in. I mean, with the dead rabbit heads. So, once again, I saw the cover and I couldn't resist picking it up. I mean, 400 yen for 4 mangas. You can't really go too wrong with that. It's the full series, so that should provide me with a lot of enjoyment. Then the last manga that I got, if I can get it from the bottom of the stack, an anime I watched a long time ago, Angelic Layer. Now this one I started watching when I was in my Buzo Shinki phase, and essentially Angelic Layer and Buzo Shinki, the game, are kind of similar. You have your own little fighting thing, your own little fighting girl. They fight for you. And yeah, Angelic Layer definitely had a quite cute backstory with her and connecting with her mother, but I am also really looking forward to checking out the manga because it looks like this is going to be a much longer story than the anime. The anime was pretty short, and I don't think it was long enough to fit 5 volumes of a manga in there. So seeing if there's more to the story, or maybe just more, well, more details to the story, is definitely something that is going to be really cool to check out.